My first question, Andy, like you guys were the first very big bank to make the move to YouConnect. You guys typically sit about the 13th largest bank in the US. What was that decision like to go with YouConnect, and why did you guys decide to go with us?
Well, I think that's a very good question. At the time when we made the decision to change, obviously we were going through a lot of difficulties with the previous system that we had. A lot of, let me call them backroom issues, things that weren't getting resolved as quickly as we would have liked them to get resolved. So, and then knowing what the ownership was and the changes that that company was going through led us to look at what changes we could make internally with our systems as well. So that's what
Hmm.
prompted us to make the move. And Fifth Third is very organized in terms of how they handle vendors, external vendors especially.
Hmm.
There is an entire business process that we needed to go through. So it wasn't just me looking at potential software providers, it was our whole sourcing team and vendor teams looking at what controls and things that needed to be looked at. So it was way beyond my decision, although I was the one instrumental in making that change happen. I was not the sole person making the decision on who we would go to.
Hmm.
And really, I had my whole team involved. As you're aware, I oversaw both commercial and residential appraisal in our environmental area, plus an admin area that oversaw all of the responsibilities in those major groups. So I let those managers be the ones that were involved in the selection process. And it was really their decision to go with RealWired over the other vendors that we talked to. And
Hmm.
my reason in doing that is I knew I was not going to be there for the long term. They were really the ones that are involved in the day to day handlings of the software
Yeah.
and the one that valid in our choice because they are the ones that are in it day over day. So I would go into it maybe once a week for management reporting and things like that. But in terms of the daily activities, their groups were really the ones that were into it. So I felt that they should have the responsibility for that decision. And obviously, they selected RealWired.
Awesome. And how was the experience with us? You guys have been on the YouConnect platform for about 4-ish years now. How was the experience with us compared to working with RIMS?
Oh, hands down, much different. I mean, issues that need to get resolved and get resolved very quickly. There's no excuses on what's being done. We're told exactly what's being done, and it's usually done right away. Um, Going back though to your original question, there were some things that came up during the vetting process that I was
Hmm.
quite surprised at, pleasantly surprised about. One of the things that we talk about as a vendor coming in that's very important is what is their sustainability? What is their financial wherewithal to go through whatever things a company might go through? This was our experience with our previous vendor that I was aware of financial issues that they had. And again, we had all these different groups as part of our sourcing process and looking at potential vendors. And RealWired scored very well on the financial security aspect. So I think that's one thing that's overlooked, especially with software vendors, is people don't understand that aspect. And I was very
Hmm.
pleased with that outcome in our research. So.
Oh, thank you. What advice would you give to another chief appraiser at another bank who's considering making the move to UConnect?
Well, again, I think the the backup, the backroom operation, the support, the technical support that we get is hands down better than any other vendor that I've worked with in the past. So
Hmm.
to me, that would be the number one category. Plus, the system works. I mean, everybody that uses it does not have major complaints about it. Sure, there are day-to-day things that happen. That's true with any software, but when issues arise, is that issue taken care of really quick? And I believe that's the case with RealWired.
Awesome. Thank you. And last question for you. What would you say is the best part about working with the RealWired team?
Oh, besides you, Will, I would say Sunda. Again, she's back room. She's on top of everything. And Brenda, what a great communicator she is. She keeps us advised, and not only on what's going on, but what potentially we could be doing with our system and other things related to our business. So I found it to be a very, very helpful and meaningful relationship. So thank you guys for that.
And when you look back on that decision you guys made, back in 2017, are you happy you did it? Are you proud of it?
Oh yeah, I am proud of it. I'm happy that it happened on my watch. I count that as one of the highlights of my career at the bank, and yeah, I'm very proud of it.